President Trump has launched sharp criticism at UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer over Britain's approach to ongoing military conflicts, creating fresh diplomatic tensions between the two allies. BBC political editor Chris Mason reports that despite the public barbs from Washington, Starmer remains confident his government has struck the right balance on war policy. The dispute centers around Britain's measured response to international conflicts, with Trump reportedly frustrated by what he perceives as insufficient support for American military objectives. Starmer's team believes their cautious approach reflects both public opinion and strategic British interests, even as it draws ire from across the Atlantic. The clash highlights the delicate balance facing European leaders as they navigate relationships with an increasingly unpredictable American administration. This diplomatic friction comes at a critical time when NATO unity remains essential for addressing global security challenges. How this war of words develops could significantly impact the special relationship that has long anchored transatlantic cooperation. Scotland stands on the brink of potentially becoming the first nation in the United Kingdom to legalize assisted dying, as parliamentarians prepare for a landmark vote that observers say is too close to call. The Assisted Dying for Terminally Ill Adults Scotland bill has divided politicians, medical professionals, and the public throughout months of intense debate. If passed, the legislation would allow terminally ill adults meeting strict criteria to receive medical assistance to end their lives, fundamentally changing end-of-life care across Scotland. Supporters argue the bill provides dignity and choice for those facing unbearable suffering, while opponents raise concerns about patient safety and potential pressure on vulnerable individuals. The vote represents years of campaigning by advocacy groups and follows similar legislative efforts in other jurisdictions worldwide. Scotland's decision could influence similar debates across England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, where assisted dying remains illegal. The outcome will resonate far beyond Scottish borders, potentially reshaping how the entire UK approaches one of society's most complex ethical questions. Chancellor Rachel Reeves has vowed to end the troubling pattern of British technology companies relocating overseas, announcing ambitious plans to keep homegrown innovation within UK borders. Speaking exclusively to the BBC, Reeves outlined a comprehensive strategy combining increased investment incentives with closer technological partnerships with European Union member states. The Chancellor's intervention comes as several high-profile British tech firms have recently moved operations to markets offering better funding opportunities and regulatory environments. Reeves acknowledged that Brexit created additional barriers for UK tech companies seeking European market access, contributing to the exodus of talent and capital. Her proposed solution involves rebuilding bridges with EU partners while simultaneously strengthening domestic support for emerging technologies and startups. The government plans to introduce new tax incentives, streamlined regulations, and enhanced research collaboration agreements to make Britain more competitive in the global tech race. This initiative represents a significant shift in post-Brexit economic policy, recognizing that technological sovereignty requires both domestic investment and international cooperation to succeed in an increasingly connected world. A devastating attack on a rehabilitation facility in Afghanistan has claimed dozens of lives, with BBC journalists witnessing more than 30 bodies being carried out on stretchers from the destroyed building. The strike targeted a center providing treatment and support services, though authorities have not yet confirmed the exact nature of the facility or identified those responsible for the attack. Emergency responders worked through debris and damage to recover victims, while local hospitals struggled to treat the wounded survivors. The incident represents another tragic escalation in violence against civilian infrastructure in Afghanistan, where healthcare and social services have faced increasing threats. International aid organizations have repeatedly warned about the dangers facing humanitarian workers and the facilities they operate in the region. This attack underscores the deteriorating security situation that continues to plague Afghan communities seeking basic services and support. The targeting of rehabilitation centers particularly impacts vulnerable populations who depend on these facilities for essential care and recovery programs. Global humanitarian groups are likely to reassess their operations as violence increasingly threatens civilian spaces meant for healing and support. Easter holidaymakers are abandoning Dubai destinations in favor of Spanish resorts as ongoing conflict in Iran creates massive disruption to Middle Eastern flight routes. Travel industry sources report a significant surge in bookings to Spain and other European destinations as flights to the UAE and broader Middle East region face cancellations and delays. The shift reflects growing concerns about both flight reliability and regional security as tensions escalate around Iranian territory, affecting major international aviation corridors. Airlines have been forced to reroute or cancel services that typically transit through Middle Eastern airspace, leaving travelers scrambling for alternative vacation plans. Spanish tourism officials report unexpected increases in last-minute Easter bookings as British and European travelers seek reliable destinations with stable flight connections. The disruption highlights how quickly geopolitical tensions can reshape global travel patterns, with knock-on effects for tourism economies across multiple regions. Dubai's tourism sector, which has invested heavily in attracting European visitors, faces potential revenue losses during the crucial Easter holiday period. This travel pivot demonstrates how modern conflicts increasingly impact civilian activities far beyond immediate conflict zones.